the criminal is dying in the procedure of drug testing, that would be an example for the future generations.
A journalist said that for drug companies, the prisoners are cheaper than chimpanzees. A criminal might have suffered many people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he should undergo that suffer too.
From KLS Vishwanath Deshpande Institute of Technology, Haliyal, Uttar Kannada.
Simran, Mainuddin, Mulla.
I am Manjunath and our model code is 23.
So here we'll be representing our view regarding the topics. The criminals who are in the cell, who are like sentenced to death, can be used for the drug testing. So basically what I believe is the criminals which have like sentenced to death, that doesn't mean they have just done a crime which is just a minor thing that can be left to them. The height of the crime, what the person has gone through, what the person has did, on the basis of the height of the crime, he has been sentenced to death. So we shouldn't be forgetting this thing, that the person, the criminal who has sentenced to death is actually made people suffer. So there's no issue or no regret that making him like using him as a human rat in the laboratories to perform and drug testing on that, so that it can be ultimately affect or be useful in the medical field of the country.
Generally, the criminal is judged by a group of his peers and verdict is given as guilty. Then the judge has ordered him as death as punishment. So his life is taken away at an instant, but not by forcing him to involve in drug testing and suffer through that and die slowly.
Alright. For an example, there's a terrorist who has done a huge crime by killing innocent people who are just like had no effects. So when a terrorist has been sentenced to death, when it's in the cell, so there's no such kind of that the terrorist or the criminal will be suffering there. No, there's nothing such kind of thing that where the victim was not asked for a chance when the terrorist was about to kill him. So the how much the victim suffered, what the pain the victim had, and the people related to the victim suffered, that doesn't like if he is getting a minor part of suffering from him, right? So that's a complete issue. That's a completely agree. That's it's totally permissible that we can use that particular criminal for the drug testing procedure.
A criminal might have suffered many people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he should undergo that suffer too. He should be given a chance to ask him voluntarily, so that he can give his consent to that, or he should be given an humanitarian concept.
So for an example, which are we all are well aware of. In a classroom of 50 students, if one student did anything like indisciplinary thing in the classroom, the teacher is supposed to punish the student. How much severe or how much hard the punishment is, there's like 99% of the chances that the remaining 49 students will not repeat the mistake again. So this is how we can use this criminals which has a sentence to death as a very great example, or like we can use as an asset for the future generations who will be like for reducing the number of crimes happening in the future. So like how much the severe or the harder the problem, the punishment is. If the criminal is dying in the procedure of drug testing, in the procedure of trial and error, if the criminal dies, that would be an example for the future generations for not doing the same kind of crime, and which could ultimately result in reducement of the number of the crimes.
A journalist said that for drug companies, the prisoners are cheaper than chimpanzees, meaning they lack protection from the government, so they might undergo some serious actions. Even we can say that the scientific conclusions that used prisoners as research trials, even they can alter that conclusions to their specific way, so that to get what they want. The government should strictly regulate the laws and rules to protect the prisoners, even prisoners. Even prison is a human being who have a soul. So he should have a voice in this scenario.